Hello. Today I'm going to read Chapter 1 from the Magic Treehouse series, Dolphins at Daybreak, written by Mary Pope Osborne. Before we begin reading Chapter 1, it's important to make a prediction about what you think might happen in this book. So think about what's happened in the past with Annie and Jack in the other books that we have read. And then once you get all of that information up in your mind, make a prediction about what might happen in this book with the new location and any new characters they might meet. Also, as a reader, it's important to visualize. So that's the skill we're going to work on today. Let's take a look at this card. See these two kids? They're reading a story about life in castles, and they're visualizing the story in their minds. The boy is visualizing the two knights standing guard along the castle wall, while the girl is visualizing walking up the stairs in the castle, lit by a torch. So today, when we read Chapter 1 of this book, I want you to visualize the story in your mind as I read. So you know that a lot of times in the Annie and Jack books, the Magic Treehouse books, there's not a lot of pictures, so we need to make a picture in our mind. Okay, let's get started. This book is called Dolphins at Daybreak, and in our table of contents, Chapter 1 is called Master Librarians. Chapter 1, Master Librarians. Jack stared out the kitchen window. The sun was not up yet, but the sky was growing lighter. Jack had been awake for a long time. He had been thinking about the dream he had, the dream about Morgan Le Fay. The treehouse is back, Morgan had said. I'm waiting. Jack wished that dreams were real. He missed Morgan's magic treehouse. Jack! His little sister Annie appeared in the doorway. We have to go to the woods now, she said. Why? Jack asked. I had a dream about Morgan, exclaimed Annie. She said, the treehouse is back and she's waiting for us. So I'm visualizing Annie and Jack. Maybe they're in their kitchen and they're both talking about how they had similar dreams about seeing Morgan Le Fay. That was my dream, said Jack. Oh, wow, said Annie. She told you too? So it must be important. But dreams aren't real, said Jack. Some dreams aren't, but this one is, said Annie. I can just feel it. She opened the back door. I'll see you later. Wait, I'm coming, said Jack. He raced up the stairs. Having the same dream must mean something, he thought. He grabbed his backpack and threw his notebook and pencil into it. Then he ran downstairs. We'll be back soon, Mom, Jack called into the living room. Where are you going so early? His dad called. Just for a walk, said Jack. It rained last night, called his mom. Don't get your shoes wet. We won't. Jack slipped out the door. Annie was waiting for him. Let's go, she said. The sky was pale gray. The air felt freshly washed. Jack and Annie ran up their quiet street to the Frog Creek woods. They headed between the trees. Soon they came to the tallest oak in the woods. There was a wooden house high in the treetop. It's back, whispered Jack. Someone looked out the window of the treehouse. Who do you think it's going to be? A lovely old woman with long white hair. Morgan Le Fay. Come up, called the magical librarian. Jack and Annie climbed up the rope ladder and into the treehouse. In the dawn light, they stared at Morgan Le Fay. She looked beautiful in a red velvet robe. So I'm visualizing in my mind this beautiful lady with long white hair and this red, big, long velvet robe. Jack pushed his glasses into place. He couldn't stop smiling. We both had dreams about you, said Annie. I know, said Morgan. You do? Yes, I sent them to you, said Morgan, because I need your help. What kind of help? Said Jack. Merlin, the magician, has been up to his tricks again, said Morgan, so I haven't had any time to collect books for Camelot's library. Can we collect them for you? Asked Annie. Yes, but in order to gather books through time, you must be master librarians, said Morgan. Oh, well, said Annie sadly. But you can become master librarians, said Morgan, if you pass the test. Really? Said Annie. What kind of test? Jack asked. You must show that you know how to do research, said Morgan, and show that you can find answers to hard questions. How? Said Annie. By solving 4 riddles, said Morgan. She reached into the folds of her robe and pulled out a rolled-up paper. The first riddle is written on this ancient scroll, she said. This book will help you find the answer. She held out a book. On the cover were the words Ocean Guide. So they have to solve a riddle, which is kind of like a puzzle with words. Do you think Annie and Jack will be able to do that? Let's see. This is where you have to go, said Morgan. The ocean. Oh boy, said Annie. She pointed at the cover. I wish we... Stop! Jack grabbed Annie's hand. How will we know if we found the right answer to the riddle? He asked Morgan. You will know, Morgan said mysteriously. I promise you will know. Jack let go of Annie's hand. She pointed again at the cover and finished her wish. I wish we could go there. The wind started to blow. Are you coming with us, Morgan? Jack said. Before Morgan could answer, the treehouse started to spin. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. The treehouse spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Jack opened his eyes. Morgan Le Fay was gone. Only the ancient scroll and the ocean book were left in her place. So that is the end of chapter 1. And that was called Master Librarians. So talk with somebody about what happened in chapter 1. Then you're going to write 2 juicy sentences and draw a picture explaining what happened in chapter 1. And tomorrow we'll read chapter 2, The Reef.